You focus too much on techniques and you think that you need to do something that you already don't do. That's the reason why your color grading doesn't work. If you give me 10 minutes, I'll show you exactly how to get from this looking, like from this look to this look, and from this look to this look. So I'll teach you how to get right skin tones and how to get a cinematic looking footage. My name is Giuseppe. I started off as a broke videographer, but now I'm a remote colorist. That means that I grade for clients worldwide. Now, a colorist, if you don't know what I do, I just get hired to color grade what other people shoot, and it's a pretty cool job if you ask me. Um, so exactly why does your color grading not work like mine? Like, why do my images look beautiful and why don't yours look good as well? So first things first, you got to learn that you've been taught grading wrong. So you think that color grading is all about learning these techniques and all that, and this new way to increase your contrast and this new way. And that's, I mean, it can work. Like there are certain techniques that you need to know, that you need to understand. But after you learn like the basics and the foundation, what you need to be focusing on is not new techniques. You don't need to go on YouTube looking for that holy grail of techniques and all that. I mean, I didn't get these looks by working with tools that you don't have yourself at your disposal. You need to get that. Like I got these looks by working my exposure, contrast, saturation. I mean, these are just balanced. There's a tint right here. There's a color cast. These are just balanced, good-looking shots. Okay, with proper saturation and that. So how do you get that, and why are you not getting this? You're not getting this because you don't follow a strategy. But what do I mean by that? So when you approach a shot, like let's say this one, when you approach a shot, I want you to already know in your mind what you want out of it. Okay. I don't want you to go blind. Now, if you're experienced like me, I can just go and just play with the image. Let's see, does this work? Does this look bad? Does this look like this? So I can just play with the image. I can go in even if I don't know what I'm doing, and if it doesn't work in the beginning, I can just come back to it. Okay, you can do that, but since you're you and you're not at this level yet, what I want you to do next time, now open DaVinci as soon as this video is done, go on your project, the one that you know that it sucks so much and you want it to look better. I want you to see, like, go look at your Rec 709 image. If you're like still a noob, like if you don't know what Rec 709 means, basically from log you convert your footage. It's a normalized image. So you're not looking at log. This is not log, okay? It was shot in log, but this is already Rec 709. So basically contrast and saturation applied to your log image. Go look at your Rec 709 and think, what do I want the final image to look like? Now, you might have a misconception. You might have the misconception that you need to make everything look beautiful, okay? There's this tendency on YouTube. Listen closely. There's this tendency on YouTube that costs me a big client and a lot of opportunities. What is this? What am I talking about? I'm talking about the tendency, let me type it out, to make everything look beautiful and cinematic. Now, I know that we all want this beautiful looking images, and I know that you want something like this, right? I want it too. That's why I made it, right? The fact is that you can't make everything look like this. Like this image wouldn't have looked as good if it looked like this. Why? Because this is from a short film, this is from a music video. Both I graded them. It couldn't look like that because it's not just about making everything look beautiful and cinematic in the same way. This is what we need to add, in the same way. It's not, sorry, it's not about this. Wait, why did this get added? I'm sorry. Let me remove this real quick. It's not just about that. It's about understanding what each shot, each clip needs to say to your viewer, right? You follow me. So what I want you to do is ask yourself, what does this need to say to my viewer? Like, this is weird. Like, why is her skin green? Like in the short movie, I'll let you into my like on how I think. In the short movie, this is a flashback that she has with her boyfriend, and they're just in love. You can see it on her face. They're having a good moment together, right? and I want the light to be soft. Like I want what we see to be comforting. Okay, look at my look at the way I think. I want it to be I want it to feel good. You want this to feel good, to be pleasant to look at. I don't necessarily want a super heavy contrast. Now we have it anyways because it is shot that way. And grading, like I mean, grade you can't grade nothing. Like grading is an art. I always say this. Grading is an art, but it doesn't exist by itself, right? You grade something. You can't grade what's not there. Okay, so you have to work with your footage. And now this is already shot with a lot of with a big contrast ratio, basically. So contrast ratio. I'm just talking about the light and the shadows on her face. I softened it up. This is one example. Like I didn't just increase my contrast like you always see people doing. I don't do that. Go look at the way I grade. You'll see that I don't do that every time I grade because it's not necessary. You need to ask yourself, what do I want the image to feel like more than what do I want it to look like? This is what you want to do. Tendency to make everything look beautiful and cinematic in the same way is wrong. Okay, that's why your grades look the way they do, because you want to make everything like you have this image in your mind, like it has to look blue, it has to look orange and teal, it has to look with this huge cinematic contrast. No, if you didn't shoot something that needs to have that feeling, and you know that it needs to have that feeling, if it's already shot that way, if it is not shot that way, then you're falling into a huge mistake. I'm gonna tell you all about it. Sorry, this arrow sucks. You're falling into overgrading. Oh man, sorry for my typing. You're falling into overgrading. Now I'm gonna tell you a story. So I'll tell you something more about myself. So I started off as a broke videographer. I used to hustle music videos for $50, right? And I remember that I started because I made music and I wanted like to get music videos done for me, but I was broke, so I didn't have a job because I was 16. So I was very young. Started shooting music videos for me, and other people started noticing that I was shooting my own videos, and they actually like I had friends of friends that made music like me in my town, and they reached out to me and they asked me, "Hey Giuseppe, do you want to like come shoot a music video for me for $50?" Like an amateur thing. Like I wasn't good, and like they didn't have budget, so like the first guy that shoots budget music videos, sorry for that, first guy that shoots budget music videos, I'm gonna go with him, right? So that's how I got into videography, basically, because I started shooting these types of music videos. Now what happened is that I eventually progressed from that, and I kept shooting music I still love music videos, and I wanted to ask more for the work that I was doing. Now, one way that you can do that, like, is through increasing the value that you provide to your client, right? You know that. Now, and one way you can do that as well is by adding color grading. Color grading is not something that a lot of people know how to do, right? We all know color grading. If you're in this space, if you're watching this video, man, you know what color grading is, right? But you don't know how to do it. I'll tell you a secret. So there's basically two types of people. You'll see nobody else talk about this, but I'll tell you straight. There's the preset pirates, and these are the guys like you. So you're a preset pirate right now, and you don't even know about it. So preset pirates are basically the guys that just copy what everybody else is saying, and you'll notice that once I tell you, it's gonna click in your mind. Like, go on YouTube, look at a few videos. They all say the same thing. Why? Because nobody actually knows how to grade. Nobody. People don't actually know what they're talking about. Since grading is an art, you can get away with saying whatever you want. It's not a science. Like this, I'll tell you something. Do you know that a colorist didn't exist in, let's say, 1980? Like when you used to shoot on film only, and like when digital cameras weren't really that good, like there weren't digital colorists like there are today. Like my job did not exist, literally. Why? Because you didn't have a need for it, and it was a little different. Like before, instead of a colorist, like today on Da Vinci, like you had somebody working in the film lab. You shot on film, right? But you have to develop the film. So the color, like the way the film looked, depended upon what film stock you used. So if you use a film number one, it looks orange and teal, right? If you use film number two, oh shit, sorry. If you use film number two, it looks natural, let's say. And it also depends, like the way it looks, it depends on the way it's developed. So if you develop it with a certain chemical process, it looks more like this. It looks less saturated. Different methods, right? But it like the colorist didn't exist like it does today. So these people, like the preset pirates, you are a preset pirate, and the people you listen to, they are preset pirates themselves because they copy off of somebody else. They're not teaching you anything new. Okay, so these people, they can get away with saying the things that they do because grading is one, new, and two, like there's so many different opinions. Like you can't pinpoint with accuracy what works and what doesn't. I mean, look at Resolve, man. Like, have you ever seen like the Resolve interface? Like, do you understand how many tools are there to do like the same thing over and over and over again, like in different ways, but it's always the same thing? It's because you have so many ways to approach the same problem. So that's why these people can get away with just giving you techniques that might work on a clip and will not work on anything else, and basically just get away with it. That's how they do it. Okay, so they're actually, you're becoming a preset pirate by listening to them because they're training you. Like they don't give you the reason on why to do something like that. Like they tell you push your gain by 0.1 in this direction because this makes it look cinematic, but it's not like that. You're being lied to. Like there's not a one trick pony that you can always apply to your footage. Like, do you understand that these two clips look way different from one another? Like, do you understand that? Like you can't do that. It's not a one trick pony. That's why your color grading doesn't work, because you're going to learn strategies. So the second type of person that you can become, you're not at that level yet. The second type of person is the color king. Now the color king, if you want to start your journey today, I have a program. Okay, listen, I have a value packed program that you can join right now. um, you can enlist for when it's going to be live. There's an early bird discount. You can join that right now. You can join the list right now. You can tell me what you want to see inside. It's going to be like an online school, tons of practice footage. You can practice on these same clips. You can see what I did, and you can do it yourself. You can see my note tree. You can tweak it. Do you like? It's gonna be value packed, and it's not gonna be that expensive either. It's gonna be like, I think it's actually gonna be the most affordable color grading school that has ever existed, with the most value. So if you like the value that I'm getting, like if it finally clicks, like if you finally came to the guy that speaks the truth, no BS guides, go look in the description, top link there. You'll find the school. If you're early, you're gonna get a discount. If it's already live, like if the school, if I already released the school, you're just gonna be seeing the link. Anyway, so if you want to become a color king, go join my school. Now, color kings, the first thing that they realize is that there's a difference. Like you want to have strategy over techniques. Okay, this is because, sorry, this is because you can have all the techniques that you want. Like at first, like I was a very technical colorist, but one of the things that I remember working with a director, he told me, Giuseppe, you're fucking great. Like you know how to grade way better than I do. Like he used Resolve himself, and he basically he directed a lot of music videos, and he's a big guy. Like big guy not in the sense that he's fat, but in the sense that he's good at what he does, right? And I remember working with him, and he told me, Giuseppe, you're way better than me at grading. Okay, like you know how to do your shit, but the thing is that your grades don't have a soul. And this hit me. I was like, it didn't hit me like in that moment. Like I felt proud of myself. Like yo, that's such a good compliment. Anyways, like he told me that my grading is beautiful. Like I'm a technician. Like I know I can teach you those techniques that you think are gonna get you the cinematic grading. Right? I can. Okay, that's one of the first things that I got good at. But the thing that I lacked for so long was a good strategy, because nobody teaches you this. If you go on YouTube, they always talk about this new method to do this, new method to do that. You always see, think about it, you always see like the colorist tweaking his knobs and shit, and but you never get to understand why he does it the way he does. That's what you're lacking. That's why you're not a color king, and why your grade sucks still. Okay, so I'll tell you a story. So I was still a videographer, broke videographer, right? And I had 1 year experience in grading, because like grading and videography for me, like they went hand in hand, because when I started investing in my videography gear, I realized that like I had this camera. It was a Sony Alpha 6400, so APS-C camera, 8-bit footage, but it could shoot log. Okay, so I wanted to start shooting log because everybody kept talking about it. Interesting topic, and you want to look good, right? You want to be this professional guy that shoots log, grades his footage, and that basically. So I had 1 year experience in grading, because I was starting to shoot log with my videography career, and my advantage was that I was practicing grading my own footage a lot. I remember I used to go out with my girlfriend. I would just bring my camera and record stuff, take pictures, and I would come back home, sit on my computer just like this, and I would just be on Lightroom or on the Premiere at the time, and just grade the things that I shot. So my grading developed through that in the beginning. And I remember I actually started liking grading more than I liked videography, because I was like, hey, I like solving color grading problems more than I like solving videography problems, basically. So I was like, hey, I actually want to choose this business instead of that business, and that's why I'm a colorist today. I still shoot some of the times, but that's why I eventually became who I've become. So I got this like 1 year experience, and I had this opportunity. I had this big client. It was basically a production agency that had ties with an even bigger client. I'm talking like, you know, the brand. I'm too embarrassed to say what brand it is. Basically, they wanted me to grade a commercial for this bigger client, and they were already big for me. Like it was a big shot for me. It's like if I came to you and I asked you to grade for Gucci. Okay, that was the caliber. So it was a commercial for this bigger client. They asked me to grade it, and at the time, like I had all these techniques. Like I had already worked with the director that told me, "Hey Giuseppe, your grades like you're a technician, but you have no soul." Like because they don't make you feel anything to your audience, right? I had all this bag of techniques, but I lacked a strategy. So when they sent me their footage, I overgraded the fuck out of it, because I wanted to make something that was not meant to look like this, basically. So that's where it ended. The reason you're spending your time here and you're listening to me yap about this shit is because, like, sorry for my hair, man. I don't know what it's doing today. The reason is that this is actually gonna make you end up worse than you were before. Like, there's a period, like when you learn a new skill like grading, it doesn't make sense at the start. Like, this is your baseline, the way your videos look. When you learn grading at first, if you actually start grading your own videos, they're actually gonna go like this. Like, they're gonna get worse because your grading actually sucks. Okay. After a while, maybe you have a canon event. You discover somebody like me, and after a while, your grading actually starts to improve, and you get to making your videos look like they looked when you used LUTs, and then they look even better, right? But you're in this spiral right now. Don't lie to yourself. Your videos suck. They don't look like the images I showed you. You always second guess yourself. You're full of doubts. I know how it is because I was there. So I remember like this client, they hated me for the look that I gave them, and they actually called me the same day. They were very mad at me, and I've told this story in another video, but like this experience, this very negative experience, it cost me about 1 to 1.5 years of progression, basically. And this is one of those, like, it hurt my self-esteem. Like, I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, maybe it was just luck on the projects before, but now, like, this proper project, like this proper commercial, like, I blew it, and I don't think I can actually be a colorist. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe it's not for me. So this cost me big time. That's why we're talking about this. And this is the root of all your problems. Okay, I know it sounds silly. Like, I haven't, like, why are we on a whiteboard? Because you need to learn about strategies, not techniques. You need concepts. You need proper concepts, not techniques. There's 10 different ways to go about your noise reduction, but that's not going to make you a colorist. Do you understand the beauty of that? Now, if you really want to go in depth, the place where you can learn more stuff about this is a top link in the description. I hope you like this video, man. Subscribe so YouTube keeps showing you my content and you can actually learn. I upload daily. Top link in the description. Go join the paid program. It's going to be the best purchase you can do. Okay, there's not much I can say about that. You're going to get brutal feedback, practice footage, both shot like on cinema cameras and amateur, like not amateur, but things that I shot myself, so that you can work on what you might be working on now and what you might be working on in the future. Like, I'm literally taking you from point A, from where you are right now, best purchase of your life, takes you to point B, exactly where you want to be. You've already suffered through everything, man. Why keep suffering? Why keep suffering? Do you really value, like, go get the program, man. I don't know, like, if I had somebody like me when I was beginning, like, you're lucky, man. You're lucky, because grading, when I started out in 2020, man, it was, you had photographers telling you about skin tones on Premiere and you didn't understand anything. Go watch some of my videos, go get the paid program. You're not going to regret it. Okay, God bless you.